Hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out everything that's down below. Description box full of my links, subscribe button, like button, comment section where you can share your thoughts on today's topic, which was kindly recommended to me by Autistic Alice. So thank you for that. And they asked about, as a neurodiverse person, whatever kind of diagnosis or however you identify, it's very common for our levels of functioning to ebb and flow over just the course of the day, which that alone should completely discredit any sort of functioning labels. Regardless if you have been diagnosed or considered someone who's low functioning or high functioning, you probably know that within the course of a day on its own, most people can go from low functioning to high functioning and everywhere in between. And, they're still neurodiverse. They're still them. And everyone's experience is different. So, always making the disclaimer that, I'm one person with my own experience, and the comments are for you to share whatever your experience is. And for me, I have found that I can best explain my different levels of functioning with the spoon theory. The spoon theory is often used for people with chronic illness, but for me, I really identify with it. And for simple terms here, every day we wake up with a certain number of spoons. And every task that comes throughout the day, whether it's just making a meal or socializing or going to work, whatever you have, each task has its own number of spoons that it takes to complete that. So with whatever you're given that morning, which can change every day, you have to somehow allocate your number of spoons to whatever you have. And that usually leads to, I can only do maybe a couple of things at any given day versus neurotypical people who can, get a whole to-do list done, or, can do a full day of work plus more. And for most neurodiverse people, that's not sustainable. It's not healthy for us. So for us to try and fit into a mold of putting forth the same energy every single day into something that requires a lot of energy, it's just never going to work out. You're ultimately going to burn out. And it's important to acknowledge that every day is going to be different. And neurodiverse people, I guess any people, can function best at different points of the day. On top of that, whether you are a morning person, a lot of ADHD people are night owls and they function best later in the day. And what I think is most important is that you get to know yourself well enough to really utilize your time best and your energy best. So whatever that looks like for you. We all have our different obligations, responsibilities, and ways that we can best take care of ourselves. But a lot of things are universal, and to just do your best. First off, doing your best, your definition of best is all you need to do. Trying to compare yourself to, someone who is neurotypical, who has more energy, it's never going to serve you. So the quicker that you can kind of deviate from that norm, the better. And again, I think it's, at least for me, it's been really, really good for me to, while I don't necessarily have a chronic illness, for me, my neurodiversity and disability makes it feel like it is a chronic illness, for better and worse. So to put it in those terms for myself and for other people who don't understand, that has been really helpful for me. And that's not even considering having other people who can really relate to having fluctuating good days, bad days, high functioning, low functioning. So with all of that said, some little takeaways that you can carry with you is that you just acknowledge that every day is probably going to look very different. And, whether it's a good day or a bad day, it's temporary. So you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. And it's important to see that for most people, they have a certain number of usable hours in the day that they can be productive and get things done, and probably still have some degree of free time on the side. If you cut that into half of that, that's probably the most accurate measure of where neurodiverse and disabled people are at least half of what a neurotypical person can do. That's not to say that you are different or you can do different things, which is awesome, but it's not unheard of if you feel really limited, and that can feel really defeating, and you just feel lazy as well. And I hope with all this said, you can really take to heart that you are not lazy. You have been made differently than a lot of the people around you. There's nothing wrong with that. And throughout the day, if you can just take note of where you are, how you're feeling, what degree of energy you have, and just honor that and do the best you can. That's all we can ask for. And if there's more about this that you want to discuss, just let me know in the comments below. Share your own thoughts and experiences to help other people. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.